Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Tings, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx. Merry Christmas, everybody, all of you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So, let's talk about it. The signs. So I did this video like in February or something like that. And so, sorry for the mess in the background. Scorpio, Capricorn, no, for the signs. But yeah, so I did this video a while ago, and so we're gonna talk about it again. But this time we're gonna get even more real, okay? So we're not gonna be too nice. You know, I might say a couple, things that I might like about the signs, but other than that, we're gonna talk about what I don't like, okay? Or things I've seen and noticed with the signs, okay? So we're gonna go in order because I know I'm not gonna remember if I go out of order. So Aries, what can I say about Aries? Okay, so obviously, like, I really don't have many Aries friends. Aries, the thing that bothers me with Aries is the fact that a lot of them have to react. They have to react to things like, we're not just our sun signs, for those of you who are new or whatever to astrology. But for example, I'm gonna use Cardi B, okay? And those of you who watch Tyler's Tarot, they don't know how to just let stuff roll off their back a lot of the times. Aries, they're very reactive. So it's like they have to defend themselves, they have to say something, they have to pop off, okay? And it's usually not necessary, in my opinion. So that's like the main thing I don't like with Aries. Also Aries, it's like they like to chase things a lot of the time. I mean, of course everybody chases things, but I do notice Aries do like to chase things that they can't have most of the times, or they lose interest pretty fast. They can be really independent people, so it's like if you're showing interest in them, they may not want you, but if you're ignoring them, they might really want you, okay? So that's the thing with Aries is sometimes they just kind of come off really aggressive and strong when they don't even have to be, but they feel like they do have to be. So yeah, that's the thing with Aries. That's probably the main thing that I notice with Aries that bugs me is like, you don't have to always react to everything. All right. Taurus. I do have a soft spot for Taurians. With Taurus though, they're very obviously they're secure, but they're a fixed sign. A little bit too secure. Okay, the thing I can't stand with Taurus is like they'll complain like right at the edge of the cliff, and they'll never jump. Okay, so they're like, I want more for myself. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. There's so much, but they never leave the house. How are you gonna get all these things and you never leave the house? You never leave the nest, Taurus. I feel like they need an extra push or a drag. I don't know what they need sometimes, but Taurus is really get in their own way a lot of the time. They're like, they have a lot of regrets for things that they've never done. I noticed with Taurus placements. Obviously they're slow, and they're like, well, not slow like mentally, but slow moving, like slow and steady always wins the race, and it does not always win the race, Taurus, okay? But yeah, Taurus, they can be very nonchalant with their goals. So it's like they say that they want these things, or they're really slow to communicate their needs sometimes, all right? They are very loyal people though, I will give them that. But it's like they just let things just let life just stroll on by, and they're like, oh well, I could have did that, I should have did that, never did it. And so then they'll feel bad about it, and they just never do it. So that's how I feel about Taurus placements. So that's what really bothers me with Tauruses, okay? So next, Gemini. Hey, Gemini. Oh, Geminis. All of you guys, all 6 of your personalities, just, dealing with Geminis, you guys are really funny, okay? I'll give you guys that. But I don't know, most of you guys just need to be single forever. Okay, most of you guys just need to be single. I don't see you guys, not to say that you guys can't commit to one thing, but you guys, if you had a choice, I feel like you guys would choose to just have everything all at once. I don't feel like monogamy is for Geminis, okay? I feel like you guys are never sure. You're never sure. You're never certain. And that's a problem, okay? Sometimes we got to get sure about things in our lives. You know, like I always say, it's good to have multiple options. It's good to keep your options open to an extent. But at some point, you have to be able to say, okay, this is what I want. Okay, you guys have a lot of things that you want to do. You know, goals, dreams, ambitions. But it's like super duper scattered, okay? Super duper scattered all over the place. You guys are everywhere. Also, you guys, I feel like you guys, when you don't want somebody anymore, you kind of, the way that you guys handle it is really weird. Like sometimes you guys just start being really rude to that person. You start being really mean or cold or nonchalant. It's like you won't say that you don't want them anymore, okay? Usually, you know, depending on what else is in your chart, you might be very direct in that way. But most Geminis I know is like, when you don't want somebody, you won't say, okay, I don't want you, because it's like, all right, you guys, sometimes it's hard for you to say one thing, and it's like, because you might change your mind, right? So it's like you won't say that you don't want somebody, or you won't say that you don't want something. You'll just be really mean to that person or really cold in the situation, and to the point where people leave you, okay? Because you're not fun to be around anymore. They don't want to be around you anymore, so then they leave, right? So that's the problem that I have with Geminis in general. Fun people, but y'all gotta make up your minds at some time. Okay? Cancers. Cancerians. Cancers. I've dealt with a lot of cancers in my life. Family-wise, friend-wise, other miscellaneous. But what I can say about cancers, some of the cancers, you guys can be very, very needy. The women cancers, though, in my opinion, can be very, well, both of them, they can be very emotionally manipulative, excuse me. I would compare Cancer to a thermometer, because it's like when I'm around cancers, it's like whatever their mood is, that's the mood that everybody else is in the room or in the group of friends or in the family. So it's like if the Cancer is in a bad mood, everybody feels it, and it's very uncomfortable. If the Cancer is in a good mood, it lifts everybody's spirit, right? So it's like the weather. You kind of got to adjust to the Cancer to fit the Cancer's needs, and that's really annoying to me. Okay. Also, Cancers can be really insecure, and so they depend on other people for their emotional needs in that way. What was I going to say about Cancers? Like, in relationships, they can come off as very clingy friends, clingy people in general. I feel like Cancers can be very codependent, or like, you know, they want to please their partners. Like they can get taken advantage of very, very easily, because they really want to please. They please too much, or they give too much. Sometimes they don't know how to love themselves first, okay? They'll let people treat them however, just to prove to the person, you know, that they love them, and that's not good. Okay, so that's the problem that I have with Cancers. That's what bothers me about Cancers. You guys can really guilt trip people to a fault as well. All right. Leos. I like Leos. I do. I've had a lot of Leo friends growing up. A lot of them. But the thing about Leos, a little bit similar to Cancers, you guys are huge people pleasers. Too much so. It's like you are the people pleasers that, for the most part, you guys expect something in return. That kind of people pleaser. So it's like you guys, of course, you know, the stereotypical, you guys like an audience. I mean, Yes, Leo, the sun, the lion. You do like an audience. But it's like you guys will go above and beyond sometimes for people who don't care. Just to say that you did it, or just to say that, you were there for them. Okay, so you want to give and give and give. And, so maybe you can get that validation. Okay, there's some things about Leos that they really want that validation from people, and when they don't get it, it can be a very traumatic experience for them. It really can be, like, especially with gifts. Okay, I feel like you guys, you don't like rejection, obviously. Who likes rejection? But yeah, people pleasers to a fault, Leos. All right, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just can't please everybody. And also you guys tend to overshare a lot. You overshare when nobody asked you. I love y'all, but y'all do overshare quite a bit, and you don't even realize that you're talking about yourself, or somehow you've incorporated yourself or your life story into the scenario when nobody asked. Just saying. All right. Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Oh boy. I really have no Virgo friends. I have like 2 in my life. No Virgo male friends. I personally cannot stand Virgo males. I just can't. They come off as extremely arrogant. Okay, they're like, even though like, Virgo females and males, any sign with the male and female, I feel like they come across different still. And then there's other things in our charts. But yeah, Virgos. What I hate about Virgos, what I don't like about Virgos. Okay, so it's like we overthink so much to the point where we just make up stuff in our heads. Our sister sign is Pisces, but it's like they are like the daydreamers, yes, but we also can be that way too, but with overthinking. So it's like we overthink instead of asking somebody what they feel or what's going on. We don't ask, we just assume, and then we're just in our own heads, and it's probably not even like that. Or Virgos really oftentimes they project. Okay, I know I project a lot. I assume I know what everybody else is thinking about me or how somebody else feels about me, and 9 times out of 10 they don't even feel that. Okay, or it's like, oh my god, I thought you were mad at me, I thought you hated me, and they're like, what are you talking about? Virgos, I hate that we do that. I also don't like how Virgos can be so defensive. Okay, so defensive to a fault. It's like we want to fix everything, and nothing usually. I mean, stuff is broken. If it's not broken, we're gonna break it, and then we're gonna fix it. Okay, so it's really weird how Virgos do that. So yeah, and then we get defensive. We don't want anybody to help us. We want to help everybody. We want to do everything for everybody. Nope, I got it. Let me do it. And so we can be very codependent in that way too, taking on other people's problems. So it's like sometimes it's like other people, some people are codependent on another, but we want people to be codependent to us. That's just how we are. We're healers. We fix broken things, broken people. And then we complain about it. Like, oh, I always got to do everything. Well, Virgo, nobody asked you to do everything. It's true. And then we need to learn how to take constructive criticism. We don't know how to do it. So, I'm tired talking about Virgos. All right, so that's Virgos. Libras. I honestly don't care for Libras. Honestly, I really don't. I don't know. Libras come across really superficial to me a lot of the times. Like, they can be so, even if they're not fake internally, like, whether it be something about, like, what they're wearing, what they look like, how they come across is just really superficial to me. I don't know why. My Venus is in Libra, though. But it's like, Libras can also be a little too passive for me. It's like when it's time to speak up, Libras will be very passive, and it bothers me sometimes when it's like Libra needs to defend themselves. They'll wait for somebody else to do it. Or it's like Libras can be obviously really indecisive, but it's like they want other people to just choose for them. So it's like, okay, Libra, how do you feel about this? Well, sometimes they can be strongly opinionated. They'll be like, I don't know, it's whatever you want to do. Like, come on, like, can you give me something? That's just what I don't like about Libras. Like, they can be people pleasers too, like Leo. You know, they want to obviously keep everything in balance, but and they don't always like to rock the boat. But sometimes you need to rock the boat. You really do. Okay, so that's Libras. I don't know too many Libras personally, so I don't really have a strong opinion. It's just that passiveness, it bothers me a lot, and that superficial way that they come across a lot of the time bothers me as well. And they can be kind of judgy. I don't know why, I just feel like that. But Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio moon and rising. It will be the death of me. It really pops out when I'm upset. Scorpios, what I don't like about Scorpios, especially Scorpio males, every single Scorpio I know, we're all like this, okay? We're all, well, it's either, usually Scorpio suns are the outwardly aggressive ones, especially when they're hurt. But Scorpio moons and other Scorpio placements might be very, very passive. Like, you're going to know that you hurt a Scorpio. You are going to know, whether it is passive, like on Twitter, through a friend, whoever, or it is to your face. You are going to know. But I don't like that we do it to a place where it's like, Scorpio, we don't say that somebody hurt us. We don't say that we're mad. We'll just do something to get them back. So it's like, oh, I'm going to talk about them. They'll know then, and they'll know what they did. 9 times out of 10, people have no idea what they did to hurt you, Scorpio. That's the tea. That is the tea. They have no idea what they did. And I don't like that Scorpios do this thing too, where it's like, oh, I'm going to get them first before they get me. Why do we do that? Why? Everything doesn't have to be about revenge, Scorpio. I don't like that Scorpios do that. So it's like they'll manipulate somebody first, so, you know, they aren't the ones being manipulated. Or it's like they'll be so vengeful in the way that they react when somebody hurts their feelings, instead of just, you know, talking to the person. And I do this too. So, you know, no tea, no shade. This is just, it is what it is. And also, we're really possessive, okay? Too possessive sometimes. Like, some Scorpios are outwardly possessive, where they want to control everybody you date, talk to, you know, are around. And some are inwardly possessive, where it's like they, you know, they keep tabs on you. They, you know, they want you all to themselves. Either way it goes, it's possessive. All right, Scorpios, we got to chill out. We look bad. We look so bad as a collective. Geminis look bad as a collective. Leos, Sag, and Scorpio. We look terrible as a collective, and we got to do better. Okay. Sagittarius. Speaking of Sagittarius, you guys are known as like the cheaters of the Zodiac sign. And the thing that annoys me about Sagittarius, you guys are really indecisive. Just like, you guys are as indecisive as Gemini, obviously your sister sign, and Libra. I would say probably more than Libra. Okay, you guys, what I don't like about Sagittarius is like, you guys have such high standards for people. Like, Virgo can be this way too, but you guys have really, really, really unrealistic standards sometimes for people. And if they don't match your criteria for all these things that you have on that list, you are so quick to just check them off or ghost them. Okay. And Gemini can kind of be like this too, but I feel like Gemini is a little more lenient. But yeah, you guys have, like, especially in dating, I noticed this with y'all. It's like, if somebody has one thing off their list, you're like, oh, nope, that's not gonna work for me. Like, it could be literally something so small. Like, wow, I don't like the way that they chew their food. This isn't gonna work for me long term. Like, Sag, sometimes you guys have to make sacrifices in love, okay? I'm not saying that it's lower your standards, but some things you have to compromise. You have to be willing to compromise, okay? You guys are another sign that kind of has one foot in, one foot out the door at all times. Like, you guys have really, really bad abandonment issues. And so, you know, you always have that escape route. So it's like you don't want to get too comfortable. It's like you're always looking like, okay, do I have an exit? Okay. Or, you know, you're always looking for like things that aren't there sometimes. So it's like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, the amount of times I've heard a Sagittarius say they weren't sure. I'm not saying that you guys can't settle down or you guys can't be sure. Obviously, you can. But, you know, even when you're in something, especially relationship-wise, it's like, I'm still not sure. And so it's like you guys will just abandon things. You'll just leave all these doors open. All these doors. All these doors. You won't close one. Just in case you change your mind. Kind of like Gemini. Just saying. But yeah, so that's what bothers me about Sag. You guys can be pretty judgmental too. But, you know, if that works for you, that works for you. Moving on. Capricorn. Capricorns. I like you guys. I've had a lot of Capricorns in my life as well. A lot of people that are close to me. You guys know how I feel about Capricorns. I talk about them all the time, especially Capricorn moons. So near and dear to my heart. Anyways. So you guys, I like that you guys are, you know, very, very hardworking. But sometimes you guys can be very cold. Very, very cold. When it comes to either expressing your own emotions. It's like you guys can get really down. Like you can, like there's nothing wrong with being depressed, obviously. That's not what I'm saying. But you guys can be so pessimistic, like whether it's internally, but when you guys express that pessimism, it can be the most exhausting and draining thing I've ever experienced in my life. And it's like sometimes it makes me not want to be around Capricorn people when they get like that. Because they'll get so negative and they'll talk bad. They'll talk so bad about themselves. And it's like I start to feel like I need to talk bad about myself and my situation. It's like, can we change the mood a little bit? Can we lighten it a little bit? So it's like, yeah, they can get really negative. All right. They're very negative thinkers. I feel like at times they can get so hard on themselves. And it's like sometimes Capricorns, it's like also, I feel like they can give up easily too. Because they don't want to disappoint anybody. And so it's like sometimes Capricorn, you're disappointing somebody by not trying. So it's like if they know, well, maybe they don't even know. Maybe they just think they're gonna fail. Okay, they're defeated already before they do it. They're like, oh, I'm gonna fail anyway. Well, you failed because you didn't try. And so it's like they won't try. You know, they give up. They kind of do that thing that Taurus do a little bit, and then they just end up, you know, negatively talking about themselves and their circumstances. And so yeah. Also, you know, they can be really, really invested in their work, and like that might be the only thing that they really, truly care about that brings them that joy and that emotional satisfaction and that fulfillment. And, you know, that can be okay. But Capricorns, don't forget that you need people. You need actual people there too, you know? So don't shut down on us, Capricorns. I love y'all. But, where are we at? Aquarius. I was about to say that's it. I forgot about Aquarius and Pisces. Oh, geez. Okay. Aquarians. So, I really don't have a lot of Aquarian friends either because, I don't know. Virgo and Aquarius don't really mesh to me. Like, there's not much we can talk about. We both think we know everything for the most part, or we both think that we're right. But Aquarians, to me, like their humor, I just don't like it. Like Aquarians can be very rude to me. Like the way, especially the males, like the way y'all come across is very rude and harsh. Like in your jokes, even if you're being sarcastic, it's like, it's not funny. I don't know. That's really all I can say about Aquarians. Like, you guys, the way you joke, I don't get it. You insult people sometimes a lot. Depending on what else you have in your chart, you may not be this way at all. But the ones that I know, they can be very rude, cold, obviously detached, and others of them can be also super, super, yes, stubborn because they're a fixed sign, but also really codependent too. It's a really weird thing. How are you detached and codependent at the same time? It's really strange. But yeah, I don't know. Aquarius is, I don't know y'all like that, but I don't like the way you joke sometimes. It can be very offensive. All right. Pisces. Pisces, my sister sign. So, whew, I just thought of the first thing. Pisces, what I hate and what I wish y'all would stop doing, Lord, all of y'all do it. All of y'all do it. Is you guys were literally like, just like Virgo always thinks somebody's mad at them, or, you know, they're projecting that somebody's judging Virgo when they're really just judging themselves. You guys do the same thing. It's like you'll feel like you like, but you guys feel. So Virgos, we're up here. You guys are in here, Pisces, and it's like you're like, oh, I just felt that you there was a change in your mood, and then you disappear for 6 months and nobody can find you, and then you come back like everything is fine. I don't like when Pisces do that. All Pisces do that. You guys just disappear and nobody knows where you are, Pisces. It's like you'll just duck off. You won't say anything. And it's like, okay, I get self-care. But it's like if somebody's trying to find you, you're not responding, or you're just disappearing all the time. You just neglect your family, your friends, and it's multiple times, and it's for months or even weeks at a time. And it's like you just come back like, hey, I'm back. No. I don't know. That just really bothers me. And it's like every single Pisces I know does that. Like, why are you, they just run away, or they swim away because they're fish. And they're like, oh, I felt off. And so I went in hiding. But now I'm back. And I also don't like how Pisces can really play the victim a lot. Like, you guys play the victim, you won't see anybody else's side except for yours. You guys got to see more than just your side, okay? Virgos, we want to be right too all the time. But I don't know what it is, you know, what if it's the Virgo or not, but I'm willing to see somebody else's side. But you guys a lot of times won't even say that you were wrong in a situation. You will blame. And that's annoying too. All right, so stop running away from your problems, Pisces, because you guys do that. All right. So that's it. That's all I have for the signs. I was still pretty nice, I think, but you know, I didn't sugarcoat anything. Sorry, I didn't know, you know, certain things about some signs. I didn't really have anything to say. But yeah, so I love you guys. For those of you who watch my videos, I will be here soon to start the Capricorn video first, because it's your birthday. And then we're going to go from there. So I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you for watching. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.